भारत के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी
We'll take you to the SCO summit where Prime Minister Modi and Russian President are holding a bilateral meet right now. Before this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin travelled in the same car to the destination of their bilateral meeting after the proceedings at the SCO summit venue in Tianjin, China. In fact, after the proceedings at the SCO summit venue, President Putin and Prime Minister Modi travelled together to the venue of the bilateral meeting. And Prime Minister Modi himself tweeted and said that conversations with him are always insightful. Right now, the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin happening, the much-awaited bilateral meeting happening right now, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin travelled in the same car to the destination of their bilateral meeting after the proceedings of the SCO summit venue in Tianjin, China. If we talk about the timing of the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin, it holds a significance as it comes amid the United States' public condemnation of India's oil trade with Russia as well. Travelling in the same car to the destination of the bilateral meeting in China's Tianjin showed the personal bond, the bonhomie between both the leaders. In fact, sharing the picture of his ride with Putin, Prime Minister Modi took to X and wrote, and I quote, "After the proceedings at the SCO summit venue, President Putin and I travelled together to the venue of our bilateral meeting. Conversations with him are always insightful," unquote. Earlier also, Prime Minister Modi met President Putin at the Tianjin summit, where the Russian leader addressed India's role in Ukraine peace efforts as well. Putin said, and I quote, "He appreciates China and India's efforts to resolve the crisis in Ukraine," unquote, highlighting the growing role of Asian powers in conflict resolution, traditionally dominated by the Western powers. In fact, this is Prime Minister Modi and President Putin's first in-person meeting since October 2024 when they met on the margins of the BRICS summit in Kazan. Prime Minister Modi last spoke on a call with Putin after the Russian leaders' summit with Trump in Alaska to seek a peace deal.
आपसे मिलकर बहुत खुशी हो रही है और मैं हमेशा अनुभव करता हूं कि आपको मिलना मतलब एक यादगार मीटिंग भी होती है, बहुत सी चीजों की जानकारियों का आदान प्रदान करने का अवसर मिलता है। हम लगातार संपर्क में रहे हैं। दोनों पक्षों के बीच नियमित रूप से कई उच्च स्तरीय बैठकें भी हुई है। इस वर्ष दिसंबर में हमारी 23वीं समिट के लिए 140 करोड़ भारतीय उत्सुकता पूर्वक आपका इंतजार कर रहे हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, ये हमारी स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप की गहराई और व्यापकता का परिचायक है। कठिन से कठिन परिस्थितियों में भी भारत और रूस हमेशा कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चले हैं। हमारा करीबी सहयोग न केवल दोनों देशों के लोगों के लिए बल्कि वैश्विक शांति, स्थिरता और समृद्धि के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है। एक्सेलेंसी, यूक्रेन में चल रहे संघर्ष के विषय में हम लगातार चर्चा करते रहे हैं। हाल में किए गए शांति के सभी प्रयासों का हम स्वागत करते हैं। हम आशा करते हैं कि सभी पक्ष कंस्ट्रक्टिवली आगे बढ़ेंगे। संघर्ष को जल्द से जल्द खत्म करने और स्थायी शांति स्थापित करने का रास्ता खोजना होगा। ये पूरी मानवता की पुकार है। एक्सेलेंसी, एक बार फिर आपका मैं हृदय से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं।
Уважаемый господин премьер-министр, дорогие друзья, мы очень рады нашей встрече.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, साथियों, आपसे मिलकर हमें बड़ी खुशी हो रही है।
Символично, что она проходит на полях саммита ШОС.
ये बहुत प्रतिमात्मक है कि वो एससीओ शिखर सम्मेलन से इतर हो रही है।
Организация, которая позволяет объединять усилия глав государств глобального Юга и Востока.
ये एक संगठन है जो ग्लोबल साउथ और ईस्ट के देशों के नेताओं को प्रयास मिलाने को एक मंच प्रदान करता है।
Усилия по созданию в Евразии архитектуры равной и неделимой безопасности.
यूरेशिया में समान और अविभाज्य सिक्योरिटी ढांचे को बनाने के लिए प्रयासों के लिए एक मंच प्रदान करता है।
Уважаемый господин премьер-министр, дорогой друг, 21 декабря исполняется 15 лет со дня принятия совместного заявления, в котором отмечен выход наших отношений на уровень особого привилегированного стратегического партнерства.
महामहिम प्रधानमंत्री जी, प्रिय दोस्त, 21 दिसंबर को 15 साल पूरे हो जाएंगे जब से एक संयुक्त वक्तव्य पर हस्ताक्षर किए गए थे, जिसमें हमारे स्पेशल प्रिविलेज्ड पार्टनरशिप पर किस तरह हम पहुंचे। 15 साल हो गए।
И можно уверенно констатировать, что многоплановые российско-индийские связи активно развиваются на этих принципах.
और हम ये सच्चाई से बता सकते हैं कि हमारे रिश्ते इस सिद्धांतों पर बढ़ते हैं।
Налажено многоуровневое взаимодействие.
हमारे बीच बहुत बहुमुखी सहयोग चालू है।
Торгово-экономическая кооперация в целом демонстрирует положительную динамику.
व्यापार में सकारात्मक गतिशीलता देखने को मिलती है।
Развивается туристический обмен.
पर्यटकों का आदान प्रदान विकसित हो रहा है।
Мы тесно координируем наши усилия на международной арене.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच पर हम हमारे प्रयासों को समन्वय से करते हैं।
Это ООН, БРИКС, группа 20 и, разумеется, ШОС.
यूएन, ब्रिक्स, एससीओ जरूर इस गठन में से शामिल हैं।
И сегодня хорошая возможность обсудить основные задачи дальнейшего развития многопланового двустороннего сотрудничества в различных областях.
और आज की मुलाकात से हमारे रिश्तों को आगे बढ़ाने पर, रास्तों पर बातचीत करने का एक बहुत अच्छा मौका मिलता है.
Уважаемый господин премьер-министр, дорогой друг, Россия и Индия поддерживают десятилетиями особые отношения, дружеские, доверительные. Это фундамент для развития наших отношений в будущем.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, प्रिय दोस्त, रूस और भारत के बीच बहुत विश्वसनीय रिश्ते बने हुए हैं. इस सिद्धांतों पर वे विकसित हो रहे हैं.
И эти отношения носят абсолютно внепартийный характер, поддерживаются подавляющим большинством народов наших стран.
और ये किसी से पार्टी या राजनीति पर आधारित नहीं है. लोग, हमारे दो देशों के लोग इस रिश्तों का समर्थन करते हैं.
Спасибо.
धन्यवाद.
आपसे मिलकर बहुत खुशी हो रही है और मैं हमेशा अनुभव करता हूं कि आपको मिलना मतलब एक यादगार मीटिंग भी होती है, बहुत सी चीजों की जानकारियों का आदान प्रदान करने का अवसर मिलता है. हम लगातार संपर्क में रहे हैं. दोनों पक्षों के बीच नियमित रूप से कई उच्च स्तरीय बैठकें भी हुई है. इस वर्ष दिसंबर में हमारी 23वीं समिट के लिए 140 करोड़ भारतीय उत्सुकता पूर्वक आपका इंतजार कर रहे हैं. एक्सेलेंसी, ये हमारी स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप की गहराई और व्यापकता का परिचायक है. कठिन से कठिन परिस्थितियों में भी भारत और रूस हमेशा कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चले हैं. हमारा करीबी सहयोग न केवल दोनों देशों के लोगों के लिए बल्कि वैश्विक शांति, स्थिरता और समृद्धि के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है. एक्सेलेंसी, यूक्रेन में चल रहे संघर्ष के विषय में हम लगातार चर्चा करते रहे हैं. हाल में किए गए शांति के सभी प्रयासों का हम स्वागत करते हैं. हम आशा करते हैं कि सभी पक्ष कंस्ट्रक्टिवली आगे बढ़ेंगे. संघर्ष को जल्द से जल्द खत्म करने और स्थायी शांति स्थापित करने का रास्ता खोजना होगा. ये पूरी मानवता की पुकार है. एक्सेलेंसी, एक बार फिर आपका मैं हृदय से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं.
Right, you were watching live from Tianjin, China, where a bilateral meeting was being held between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin. Prime Minister Modi said that India and Russia have been working besides each other always, and Russia was a trusted friend. Prime Minister also said that amid the conflict in Ukraine, he hopes that peaceful resolution to the crisis is reached soon and constructively. He said our relations will be further strengthened. And also, Prime Minister Modi said that he was very happy meeting President Putin, and both the sides have been in touch continuously. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the plenary session of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Tianjin on Monday a little while back. During his remarks, referring to the recent Pahalgam terror attack, Prime Minister Modi said that no double standards are acceptable on terrorism.
निर्मम आतंकवाद का दंश झेल रहा. कितनी ही माताओं ने अपने बच्चे खोए और कितने बच्चे अनाथ हो गए. हाल ही में हमने पहलगाम में टेररिज्म का बहुत ही घिनौना रूप देखा. इस दुख की घड़ी में जो मित्र देश हमारे साथ खड़े रहे, मैं उनका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं. यह हमला केवल भारत की अंतरात्मा पर ही आघात नहीं, यह मानवता में विश्वास रखने वाले हर देश, हर व्यक्ति को खुली चुनौती थी. ऐसे में प्रश्न उठना स्वाभाविक है, क्या कुछ देशों द्वारा आतंकवाद का खुलेआम समर्थन हमें स्वीकार्य हो सकता है? एक्सेलेंसी, हमें स्पष्ट रूप से और एक स्वर में कहना होगा कि आतंकवाद पर कोई भी डबल स्टैंडर्ड स्वीकार्य नहीं है. हमें मिलकर आतंकवाद का हर रंग में, हर रूप में विरोध करना, ये मानवता के प्रति हमारा दायित्व है।
While further speaking, Prime Minister Modi said that India is working on initiatives like the Chabahar Port and the International North-South Transport Corridor to help improve connectivity with Afghanistan and Central Asia.
भारत का हमेशा से मत रहा है कि मजबूत कनेक्टिविटी से केवल व्यापार ही नहीं, बल्कि विश्वास और विकास के द्वार भी खुलते हैं। इसी सोच के साथ हम चाबहार पोर्ट और इंटरनेशनल नॉर्थ साउथ ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉरिडोर जैसे इनिशिएटिव पर काम कर रहे हैं। इनसे हम अफगानिस्तान और मध्य एशिया के साथ संपर्क बढ़ा सकते हैं। हमारा मानना है कि कनेक्टिविटी के हर प्रयास में संप्रभुता और क्षेत्रीय अखंडता का सम्मान होना चाहिए। यही एससीओ चार्टर के मूल सिद्धांतों में भी विदित है। Connectivity that bypasses sovereignty, losing trust and meaning.
Well, the Prime Minister also proposed the creation of an SCO Civilizational Dialogue Forum. Along with that, he also said that India is moving ahead following the mantra of reform, perform and transform, and that all must join India's development journey.
हमारे पीपल टू पीपल टाइम को दृढ़ता देने के लिए मैं आज एक और सुझाव रखना चाहूंगा। एससीओ के अंतर्गत एक सिविलाइजेशनल डायलॉग फोरम बनाया गया। इससे हम अपनी प्राचीन सभ्यताओं, कला, साहित्य और परंपराओं को वैश्विक मंच पर साझा कर सकते हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, आज भारत रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म, ट्रांसफॉर्म के मूल मंत्र पर आगे बढ़ रहा है। कोविड हो या वैश्विक आर्थिक अस्थिरता, हमने हर चुनौती को अवसर में बदलने का प्रयास किया है। हम लगातार वाइड रेंजिंग रिफॉर्म्स पर काम कर रहे हैं। इससे देश में विकास के साथ साथ अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सहयोग के लिए भी नए अवसर खुल रहे हैं। मैं आप सभी को भारत की विकास यात्रा से जुड़ने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the SCO summit in Tianjin on Monday, outlining India's vision based on security, connectivity and opportunity. Well, Prime Minister Modi highlighted 3 pillars on which India's vision and policy for the SCO rest, that are S for security, C for connectivity and O for opportunity. On the first pillar, he emphasized that security, peace and stability are the foundation of any nation's development, and that the SCO RATS mechanism has played a crucial role in this. This year, India led the joint information operation to combat Al-Qaeda and its affiliated terrorist organizations. Further, the second pillar, that is connectivity, he said that India has always believed a strong connectivity not only boosts trade, but also opens door to trust and development. Moving on, Prime Minister Modi said that the third pillar is opportunity, opportunities for cooperation and reform, adding that to further strengthen India's people-to-people ties. Prime Minister proposed the creation of an SCO Civilizational Dialogue Forum. This would allow us to share our ancient civilizations, art, literature and traditions on a global stage. And member states, in strong words, condemned the terrorist attack in Pahalgam on 22nd April 2025. SCO members in the Tianjin Declaration expressed their deepest sympathy and condolences to the families of the dead and the wounded. They further stated that perpetrators, organizers and sponsors of such attacks must be brought to justice. They recognize the leading role of sovereign states and their competent authorities in countering terrorist and extremist threats. The member states strongly condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, stressed that double standards in the fight against terrorism are unacceptable, and called on the international community to combat terrorism, including cross-border movement of terrorists. Well, the declaration echoed the theme of one Earth, one family and one future. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. New government formation picks up pace in Thailand. People's Party poised to be kingmaker as rivals vie for premiership. Week-long protests come to a rest in Indonesia after President agrees to trim lawmakers' benefits.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Moving on, Indonesian students and civil society groups have called off protest in Jakarta on Monday after a week of escalating anger over lawmakers' pay and the police response. Security measures have been heightened after deadly riots across the country on the weekend. The protest began a week ago and have spread nationwide, escalating in size and intensity after a police vehicle hit and killed a motorcycle taxi driver on Thursday night. According to Chief Economic Minister, 8 people have died in the protest. On Sunday, President Prabowo Subianto said political parties had agreed to cut lawmakers' benefits and also ordered the military and police to act against rioters and looters. And the biggest party in Thailand's parliament is meeting on Monday to decide whom it will back to form the next government. The two rival camps jostled for its votes following the sacking of Paetongtarn Shinawatra as Prime Minister last week. The opposition People's Party does not want to join any government, but with control of nearly a third of the House seats, it has emerged as a potential kingmaker, and its backing could be a game changer in breaking the political deadlock. Parliament is due to hold a special session starting on Wednesday. Well, Thailand was plunged into uncertainty on Friday when the Constitutional Court dismissed Paetongtarn for an ethics violation after only a year in office. An Afghanistan state-run broadcaster has reported that at least 500 people were killed and nearly 1,000 injured in an earthquake of magnitude 6 that struck eastern Afghanistan in Nangarhar province. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the epicenter was located near east-northeast of Jalalabad and had a shallow depth of 8 to 10 kilometers. The tremors were felt as far away as Kabul in Pakistan's capital Islamabad, which is around 370 kilometers from the epicenter. Rescuers were working in several districts of the mountainous province. The injured were taken to the hospital. Helicopters transported injured individuals and casualties from the affected region. Local residents were seen in carrying the wounded from helicopters to ambulances. In October 2023, an earthquake in Afghanistan's western province of Herat killed at least 2,400 people. And some weather updates from across the country now. Himachal Pradesh, that has already suffered immense loss of lives as well as properties due to torrential rains, is very likely to witness extreme rainfall in isolated areas as the state's meteorological department has issued a red weather warning for several districts for the next 48 hours. Red alert has been issued for Mandi, Kangra, Sirmaur, Una, Hamirpur and Bilaspur districts for September 1st, resulting in few spells of extreme rain in isolated parts of these districts. Red weather warning has also been issued for Chamba, Mandi, Kullu and Kangra districts for September 2nd, while an orange weather warning has also been issued for Shimla, Una, Bilaspur, Hamirpur, Kinnaur, Lahaul and Spiti and Sirmaur district, along with another yellow weather warning for Solan district for the same day. Well, Indian Air Force continues to undertake humanitarian assistance operations in flood-hit Pathankot and Gurdaspur districts of Punjab. The air effort enabled safe evacuation of 11 civilians, delivery of 2,150 kg of essential relief supplies and the respectful retrieval of mortal remains from Madhapur barrage, ensuring their dignified return. These sustained efforts reflect the Indian Air Force's unwavering commitment to humanitarian values and its credo of service to the nation. Also, the other Himalayan state of Uttarakhand braces for heavy rains. The weather department has issued red and orange alerts for most of the state for the next few days. Following the warning, Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami on Sunday directed the officials to remain on alert around the clock. And the Ministry of Home Affairs has constituted interministerial central teams for Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir to assess the damage caused by heavy rainfall. Floods, flash floods, cloudburst and also landslides. Home Minister Amit Shah will conduct on-the-spot assessments of the situation and review the relief work carried out by the respective state governments. The central teams will visit the flood and landslide affected districts of Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir early next week. And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. The rates of commercial 19 kg liquefied petroleum gas LPG cylinders have been reduced by 51.50 rupees effective from Monday, September 1st. There has been no change in the prices of 14.2 kg domestic cylinders. The GST Rationalization Group of Ministers has suggested raising tax rates to 18% from 5% for EVs priced above Rs 20 lakh. The final discussion is yet to be reached. Automakers are opposing the move, asking to retain 5% GST rate. And in Bangladesh, the Forum for Women's Political Rights has called for comprehensive electoral reforms to ensure fair and inclusive representation of women in the political arena. The forum also demanded direct elections among women candidates, 200 reserved seats in parliament, and the mandatory nomination of at least 33% women candidates by every political party to ensure greater representation of women. During a press conference on Sunday at Dhaka Reporters Unity, the forum leader said the current 50 reserved seats would direct election do not provide women with meaningful political power. The forum leaders highlighted that although women constitute more than half of the country's population, their representation in parliament has historically been around just 7%. They therefore believe that women's representation in parliament should be increased to at least 50%, reports United News of Bangladesh. And the professor for the Department of Sociology at Bangladesh's Dhaka University, Samina Lutfa, stated that certain politically motivated groups have intentionally created instability in the nation to serve their own interest. Limited. She made these remarks at an anti-repression teachers' rally held at the university campus. The rally was convened to protest the ongoing persecution, assaults and dismissals of teachers across the country. The organizers also demanded security, dignity and justice for the citizens. And India will take on Kazakhstan in the last league match of Hockey Asia Cup in Rajgir on Monday. The hosts have already sealed their semi-finals berth after the two successive wins over China and Japan. Meanwhile, Kazakhstan are yet to open their account as they were routed by China and Japan in the previous encounters. It will be a tall order for the visitors to make the turnaround against Indian players on their home turf. A total of 8 teams contest for the title and have been divided into 2 groups of 4. India won the Asia Cup title 3 times and finished runners-up 5 times. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.